This time we are back in a holy subdivision that was not around for this one. This is the A and G Green Ash subdivision that we're absolutely back to do this. And absolutely we just absolutely find out and a lot of trains did not absolutely gonna be spawning against a little bit. The sprint mode is absolutely unlocked and exactly absolutely we're gonna be doing a little bit for once. As for first things that we're gonna be pulling out for this rail cars itself, some trains are absolutely too long and it does not exactly that we're going to be going on for it. And absolutely, I'm going to be taking these cars with some other box cars in other words. Now, we absolutely are going to be taking for a little bit for this one. And exactly, there must be the train spawner. And looks like you cannot able to do for a train builder. It's absolutely going to be doing for some kind of train builder mode. We won't be absolutely going to be telling you why. And here comes the train builder as well. This is the train editor that you should entering for this way. So looks like we're going to be parting for the menu. We're adding the bell for just a little bit way. The cab will be heading on to this one. The cab number. And another one. I don't really think this is some kind of just unreliable mistakes. The part menu is going to be reset and I must return back into this one. Unfortunately, we're back into A and G Green Ash subdivision as we went there back into this well. And we're back into the same server as possible as we can never do. Looks like there is a note. This is a 4-second delay after clicking the spawn button. If this is an absolutely we're going to be doing for a reverse train, we can't do that absolutely. We're going to be teleporting into other way. Absolutely, the A and G Green Ash subdivision has putting ourselves for the location teleports as well. As we're putting ourselves that we're going to be heading out for putting some trains. We just absolutely found the Blue Ridge Rail Yard as well. We got Norfolk Southern trains as well. The Centersville Yard. And exactly, this is going to be a little bit loud. This is where that they announce for detect route as the cars. And we absolutely never have that. We're going to be completely we have to do this. Because of the announcer sounds like extreme loud. Becomes normal as well. It's not absolutely some echo things like before. As before we come into this situation about this one. If you go on to the dispatch requires for Game Pass. Looks like we're going to be heading out for a Green Ash Yard, which is an absolutely trying to do this. We're at Glendale as well to get around for this. Inside the Riverside Power Plant, looks like it's absolutely going to be getting inside, but this is not absolutely working about this one. Layton Power Plant. This is where nearby that I can see the Titanic going on inside. If that's the case, I should turn on the camera mode on for this one. As you can see about this one for a very long. And there is a huge ship about this one. It's not going to be looking like this as before. We look straight up into this some kind of a ship train. That was absolutely pretty huge and pretty big as well. As we look into some other words, looks like how big it is. And it's just going to be taking for a few long steps we absolutely have for this one. The INO yard is absolutely not the same as things as well. As we come into a little bit better as well. So we have to find something for a train station. MP20 or MP34.4. As we look on to other words that we're absolutely pulling a lot of trains as you have to teleport into some other locations. If you're going to be going into dispatcher room, which requires for Game Pass as well. Looks like we're back into Danceberg Yard as well. And looks like we're just absolutely turn off the teleports as well. Looks like we have something a little bit right here. As we're pulling off for the tanker cars as well. I remember this is some kind of a little bit for monstrosity look itself. If you're going to be doing something a little bit as you're going to be doing for some passenger work requires for Game Pass, if you put on something for a passenger work like Amtrak P42DC, we cannot absolutely, we're going to be doing this a little bit. Since all the players got left the game, it's time to use the DCC controller as we're going to be pulling on for 845 as doing for the 8:45 for this one, as we're gonna be Impossibly that we never tried to do. But anyways, that should pull us back as even possible as well. In the back of the some kind of seat, what looks like in total of amount of trains is moving by somewhere else. But in the end though, this is gonna be extremely hard that we found for this one. As I'm gonna be typing for 8:45. As we're doing this a little bit, that is gonna be a little bit great. But not even aggressive or something like else. But not on my watch. That should be pulling amount of tracks. And it does not absolutely work anymore. Unless it does not absolutely seems to be like this. As before we'll look into the strategy. That was situation that is before. As we're gonna be doing for the reverse side. For each train, for just kind of the train moves forward, backwards, forward, forward. I don't think we're gonna be doing a little bit for its own size. Let's do reverse at all times, at even cost, for a lot of cost of this one. And that should be gonna be taking for a little bit alright. As we're gonna be doing for a little bit of forward, amount of trains and cars should be might able to pull back or something like else. Unless this train is too heavy. And because of this somewhere right now, 4001. Train 4001 is gotta be absolutely make it on our way to us rescue. As we're gonna be doing for more trains and a lot of even staff. Each one we might able to get for a huge amount of rescue. Every since some trains are just gonna be moving on. And exactly how it is. There must be one CSX train. We're gonna be taking on to this one advantage for something like else. As we're gonna be move on to this situation, I must move forward to this day. And we'll absolutely have for an extraordinary rescue for every single time. Maybe it does not have enough. But looks like even just got way more things to do. As like I never say that we're gonna be heading out for this one. So that is gonna be the end of this video. But looks like we have couple for some kind of this one. And the BNSF was gonna be moving on reverse. Was moving forward to this day. And exactly how that the train will be moving on. Because no players just absolutely have found this. And we won't absolutely gonna be doing this literally manually. I'm gonna be right back at this video until it won't be absolutely necessary. Once we got total amount of locomotives, let's move forward. And exactly we have to reach so many miles as even possible. But the train moves even smoothly as even possible that we never meant. And looks like the train is gonna be moving ourselves keep on rolling again. As the back of this side in the rear, we're gonna be moving for a little bit of much. We got a total amount of locomotives. And we could have not able to make this fast. As before we're gonna be doing itself. As total amount of locomotives. As we got a lot of things. And we're absolutely doing such as one thing. It's gotta be the longest freight. Whatever it is. That sounds not really true as well. It sounds pretty loud. And it's gotta be to do this. So anyways, if you enjoyed for this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and click the bell. Thanks for watching for this one. As I'm going to be rolling down into the streets. And I don't know how it feels that we're gonna be doing this like this one. And I'm gonna be see you in the next Truckin' Tuesday. And I'll talk to you guys all later. As before this. Since the late winter is on, looks like we added 2 trains in the rear. As we're spoken to move on like this one as before, looks like we have a lot of cars for today. And recently it got a lot, everything it sends. We got the CSX, BNSF, Norfolk Southern trains as well. And there is one test locomotive, as we're putting ourselves that we're hitting throughout for many miles as even possible. As the train moves a little bit faster, but unless it's way too slow like the BNR. As because of this one, and looks like the midnight is gonna be almost over, as we're pushing ourselves into last recent night. But looks like these locomotives are absolutely pulling our way into its own first stream. as we're pushing our way to itself first, but looks like some other trains will be going to get a little bit aggressive that we should be able to get great. And now the trains are moving a little bit fast, unless the train is absolutely extremely long, until we have to reduce some other trains like before, as we're pushing on to the longest ones as well, as most likely the trains are just gonna be pushing our way into its own first. But I'm probably never think we're gonna be doing for such a little bit long time, until the train will be moving fast. And that's absolutely we got for a total of amount of cars is most likely for a 40 is absolutely going to be doing for a little bit fast. As we're doing amount of trains, we got 5 trains in the front and 7 in the rear. But looks like some other trains are just pushing around for this one, as we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trains in the rear, but newly incoming for just a little bit once, as we're pushing on to the morning start, as the trains moving slower than you never before. As we came into the spotlight, that should be gonna be taking for a few long miles as we come into a halt, as you can wait about this strategy, but looks like we have to do for a camera mode first. At least we're about to the end of this video, but looks like the train had got a pretty long, and it take for so many minutes. It's not even possible. That should take for a little bit for this time, but that's at the end of this video for a little bit more. Pulling by the CSX, BNSF, and Norfolk Southern, which is absolutely quite of just a little bit of great times as well. As before this, that it should be gonna be taking a little bit loud times against only one priority. That should be taking for a little bit amount of minutes. As impossible, that it should be gotta be the only winter drive as well. So that is the end of this video, and we'll end this video in sometime in the morning. So thanks for watching, and I gotta be giving you a thumbs up at this game, and make sure this game is linked in description below. As always, this is Concept signing off, and I'll talk to you guys into the next Truckin' Tuesday.